and welcome to the Food for Thought. Did you enjoy that last devotional? That was really good, really interesting, and I thought it was good that we got to see, what tithers say, what non-tithers say, and I think it makes a lot of sense that, if you are tithing, you're benefiting from the blessings of what God it says you can test him on, okay? And then you hear people, I can't afford to tithe, I can't afford to tithe. That's a key point to me. I thought that was so poignant because it's like you keep confessing that you can't afford to do something. When if you, in fact, step out and say, I'm going to trust you, God, because you said you would never leave me nor forsake me. You are my provider and you are my El Shaddai, all sufficient. Okay. I remember a few years ago, I would put El Shaddai all over my house. I put it on my bank card. I put it on everything because I knew that God would provide and he would be all sufficient and he would allow me to have a sufficient enough amount of food and things, and not just things to have things, but the things that I need. So, just confessing certain things out of your mouth is a big key of why we have some things or why we don't have some things. And that doesn't just mean physical things. That means inner peace. That means control over our minds, control over our thoughts. When you say you can't, I can't, and I'm not saying I'm perfect and that I get it right all the time myself, and that I say everything positive, everything good. I'm just saying that is one of the ways that we allow the devil to trap us, by confessing the negative things. I can't afford to do this. I can't afford to do that. When God didn't really ask you, he kind of telling you, go ahead and give the tithe, the first of the first fruits. Okay, so anyway, let's get to this food for thought, and I got some good things to talk about there too. Now the food for thought is Proverbs 3:9 commands us to honor the Lord with our possessions. I teach that the primary way we use our possessions to honor God is through our gifts of tithes and offerings. And what other ways can we use our possessions to honor God? So besides tithes and offerings as gifts that we use to honor God, because that's basically one of the main ways that he wants us to offer our praise to him. And I think that gives him glory and praise when we cheerfully and happily give to him. But as far as the other things that we have in our lives, how can we honor God with those things? And I think one of the things that I've recently have been trying to honor God with is, with the thing or possession that I have, is I am not the most organized person. And so I recently just kind of overhauled my room, and because I don't have like a closet in my room, I just was like, oh gosh, I know, Lord, you don't want me to be messy, you don't want me to, things to be all over the place or whatever. So I was able to go and get like this shoe rack that I could hang on the back of my door. And then I got like this rolling rack for to hang up my clothes and stuff. And I put it up, and man, it made such a difference in my room. And you're like, well, how is that honoring God? Man, it's honoring him by making sure that I'm organized. Because when I'm organized, I'm able to be more efficient for him. I'm able to get the things that I need. I'm able to get out on time. It affects so many other things in my life. So the possession of the shoe organizer and the rolling rack, it helps me to be more organized and be more efficient, so that the things that I need to do for him, I can do those with ease. And not just with ease, but it can be done where it does honor him and glorify him, and it shows him that I reverence him to be a more organized person, a more neat person, a person that can build a better character and more integrity with the things that I have. And it's showing him that I appreciate those things that he has given me. So I'm wanting to honor him with the possessions that I have, to take care of my things. So that's just a little bit about me. Also, I remember like growing up in middle school and high school, I didn't have a car. Of course, middle school I didn't have a car, but in high school I didn't have a car either. And I was always like, after cheerleading practice, after a game, whatever it was after school, I never had a ride. So it was like someone else was always taking me home. Someone else's parent was always driving me home, and it just, and it wasn't anything against my parents, because they both worked a lot, and especially during the times that I had to, get out of practice or something like that after school, they weren't really always able to get right to me. And so, it wasn't anything bad on them. It was just that I just didn't, always have a way to get around. And, I was like the one who didn't get her license until, I don't know, I was 19 when I got my driver's license. And everything kind of happened the way it was supposed to. But when I got my car and having it, I realized, you know what? This car is not just for me to have. It was such a blessing to be able to give a ride to other people, especially when I was in college, and I could, you know, take people to the grocery store who needed it. Because when we lived on campus, you know, we had to, like a lot of people, especially if you're like a freshman or even if you were a upperclassman, you may not have had a car. You know, in college you don't always need it. But some of my friends who needed to get certain places or whatever, I was able to take them. So it was just like honoring God with what he blessed me with, because I had to wait and people blessed me. So just being able to drive someone somewhere, you know, without saying, yeah, you owe me $10 for gas. Being able to give someone a ride, to take someone somewhere. If someone is broken down on the road, to go and help them. I mean, God has blessed me so many times, especially when someone's, you know, car battery dies. I've helped a lot of people, especially because I've had so many car issues myself. And that's one of the reasons why I feel like my car is not just for me. It's to honor God and show him, I want to bless your people. Bless people I know who need a ride. Bless people I know who need a jump. Bless people I know who need, you know, any type of help that I can give them, you know, moving some boxes that they may need help with, they can put in my car. Whatever it may be, my car is not just for me. Just like I always believe my money is not mine, it's his. It's his. So if he wants, whatever he wants to do with it, he can do. You know, I sometimes say, Lord, you know, what do you want to do with this money today, you know? Or, for example, I had a dentist bill that I didn't realize wasn't paid because basically my insurance didn't cover the services that I was getting. And I needed to have a service on this side of my mouth and the other side, okay? And they billed me. They said, well, they told me originally, this is what it's going to cost, this is what your insurance is going to pay, and then this is what you'll pay. And I was like, great, great, great. Well, lo and behold, after the fact, after I've already gotten this done, they say, oh, well, that's not covered by your insurance. Oh, for real? How long have you known this? Because I did this in June and it is now August, and you're just now saying that I owe you for this service. And it wasn't, it was more, it was about $400 something. And I was like, I owe you? What? And I just said, Lord, okay. I explained the situation to the lady. I said, well, they broke it down to me and they told me what the insurance would pay and what I would pay. And I didn't know that my insurance didn't cover that. But you have communicated with my insurance company for a couple of months. So you continue to give me these services. And I didn't know that my insurance covered it. But you continue to, oh, let's do this, let's do that, telling me that it's covered. So I was really upset about that. But I said, you know what, Lord? No, it's your money. And if you want to give it to this particular dentist office, but especially knowing that I feel like I was, that justice wasn't served there. They didn't do good customer service to me. If you want me to give them your money, then go right ahead, Lord. It's your money. So if you want this particular dentist office to have this $430 something, then fine. But Lord, it's all, this battle is yours. You know, I cast my cares upon you. You handle it. You deal with it. And so a couple weeks later, one of the, a lady called me at my job. She actually called my manager's office, called me at my job and was like, yeah, I just wanted to let you know that you don't owe anything for that service. It was our mistake and you don't owe anything. What? That will happen when you put it in God's hands. It's also what happens when you realize it's not yours, and that God will do what's right on your behalf, especially when somebody is messing with his money. When somebody's messing with his money, messing with his child, doing injustice. And I know sometimes justice does not come quickly. I know that. But trust God. Trust him with your possessions. Trust him with your money. Trust him with your possessions. Because if it's all gone, would you be in a state of mind where you can say, you know what? Hey, I just start all over, because I've been to the point where I've had zero and negative. And I've been to the point where, you know, okay, I don't have food. I don't have, you know, I'm about to lose my apartment. My car is broken down. I have nothing. I've been to that point. And if I had to do it again, I know exactly who to depend on, who to call on. And I know that I could get it back. all that and more. I'd be like Job, double for my trouble. So just trust God with your possessions. Trust God with tithing. Pray and ask him to speak to your heart and to reassure you that you're going to be well taken care of. He's El Shaddai. He's Jehovah Jireh. He's going to provide everything you need and more. And that's physical things as well as emotional things, spiritual things that you need, character, building that you need. He's going to provide it. So I hope you all have a great week, a blessed week, and a blessed life, of course. All right, bye.